welcome back to D-Vlog. And today I am with the organizer and promoter behind Rabidfest, which is returning to the Bullingdon in Oxford on the 1st and 2nd of November. Greg Brown, pleased to have you on. How are you
Thank you
doing?
very much for having me. I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Very good, very good. So, Rabidfest has been going for a little bit. So, for the uninitiated, tell us a bit about how long have you been going with Rabidfest and what's it all about? Who are we raising money
So,
for?
so the Rabbit Fest story started in roughly 2016 under the moniker Oxrocks Alive and produced its first event in 2017. Then the team decided to go their separate ways, and me and one of the other members of that team, Mark Gibbs, decided we were going to continue with something, and out popped Rabbit Fest. Um, Off the relative success of Oxrocks Alive, we were lulled into a false sense of security, let's say,
Hmm.
and totally messed up the event and learned some very sharp, expensive lessons at that point. And then we realized that, you know what, we need a team behind us. So we did. We got a fantastic team in who are still with us now, which is Sherry, Jack, Sam, Shells. Um, uh, yeah, that's all of us. Yeah, sorry, I had to think about that. And then from 2019 onwards, we've been slowly building Head of Steam up, and here we are in production 7 now. Um, Obviously, COVID was in the middle of that, where we had to have a break for a year. But yeah, ever since COVID came back, we really hit the ground running that year, and we've kept that momentum going ever since. And Rabbit Fest is all about showcasing the local talent and bringing big bands that wouldn't necessarily be coming to Oxford as well. And at the same time, we always like to support a great cause, and all of our proceeds each year get donated to a charity, which for the past 3 years has been the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, because we can't think of anyone better.
Yeah, they're amazing, absolutely amazing. Now you've got a reputation for some great bills. I was there last year. We had Evil. Who else did we have? We had so much.
Viscera,
Can't
Forlorn
remember
and
everyone who
Cloven
played
Home,
last year. We call them the
Fury,
names.
and they
Yeah,
were going to be the next one out of my mouth. Voidwalker and Echelon,
that's it.
Imperium, and some fantastic local talent like Rats Eat Rats and Theorist and
Yeah,
Ocean Planet.
yeah. It was a great.
Absolutely loved last year.
Yeah, it was a great weekend, and you had the night before Rabbit Fest as well with Stephen Akira.
Yes,
Um, Absolutely fantastic. Now that brings me nicely along to this year's Rabbit Fest. Stephen Akira are returning, so
absolutely. We had to have them back.
get your rave on for those guys. They are insanely good, insanely good. So just looking through the bill, we've got Red Method, tried and tested amazingness, Raging Speedhorn, all conquering Raging Speedhorn. Kill to this are back, amazing.
Yes,
It's the
yes,
early 2000s
absolutely
all
made up.
over again.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is the general theme each year. We don't necessarily outright theme every year, but this year is definitely that sort of new metal early 2000s theme to it. Last year was a bit thrashy. The year before that was a bit sort of deathcore, metalcore. And before that, we were just kind of trying to find what worked for us lineup wise. But we,
Mm,
I never like fully advertised this year's going to be thrash, this year's going to be the next thing, and
mm,
etc. etc. But we're always keeping that in mind about how we can kind of tailor our lineups to what Oxford want to hear, basically.
absolutely. And also in danger of just completely stealing the show and bringing your house down, you got Raised by Owls, who
Oh
I,
yes,
I have witnessed, and they're quite something else.
they are a sight to behold, aren't they?
They're incredible. I can't say enough good things about them. And Frog Lord, we've got here Frog Lord. First time a frog religious cult has graced the stage.
Yeah, it's their first time to Oxford as well. They've been a lot around locally, sort of Northamptonshire, I believe, and they're Swindonish based, and so they've done a lot around there, and Southampton and London and Bournemouth, but I don't think they've ever played Oxford, not to my knowledge.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's such a strong bill. Like, how far in advance do you need to start planning the Rabbit Fest? Is it literally as soon as the one's finished, you're on to the next?
I'm already thinking of 2026. I've already approached headliners. I'm already starting to think, okay, if these people agree, then because I always book from the top down, and I like to get the feel of the trickle down bit. So who's going to be really great with that headliner, and then who's going to complement that main support, and then
Yeah.
I always mention the band applications at this point. It's biblical, almost literally at the moment, because I've got 2,500 bands over 6 years of band applications. Admittedly,
Wow.
there's a few duplicates in there, but people update their lineups or their music or their fees, and so they end up going in anyway, even if there are duplicates. But I would say a small majority of the bands this year, and most certainly for the past 3 years, have been made up by band applications. So for people listening, if you're in a band and you want to play Rabidfest, get on the band application page on the website. I do take note. I don't respond very often because I'll go through it sort of once a year, and I'll spend about 2 to 3 months listening to sort of 500 bands. And eventually I will come out with a sort of 20 deep shortlist, and I will pick sort of anything up to sort of 10, 12, 13 bands off that shortlist. And we'll have
Absolutely.
a bit of a group listening party with the rest of the committee. And yeah, we tend to pick our best. And then the ones that don't get through, I've got lists of ones that they were great in the applications a few years ago. Are they still going? And then sometimes they're not. Sometimes I can't fit them in. Case in point, a couple of years ago, we had a mathcore band from Manchester called Johanna Ray, and I've not managed to get them on yet. But if those guys happen to be listening, I'm coming for you next year.
Yep, yep, yep. So over the years of doing this, like what are some standout sets for you? Like what are the ones that you just stick in your brain box and you're like, that was classic?
Last year must have been Ocean Planet. Actually, Void Walker going into Recall the Remains, going into Ocean
Yeah.
Planet, going into Forlorn. That kind of stretch at the end of last Sunday was
Mm.
just magical. The year before that, seeing Tribe of Ghosts going into Cage Fight, those two bands that was just insane. Other sets that kind of stand out. From 2023, one of the early bands on in that, I think they were second on that day, were a band called Fetus Destruction. I've never
Right.
heard such perfect pig squeals. Just all they had was just drums and pig squeals. And yeah, they had guitars, but I wasn't focusing on that at all. I was just on the pig squeals. They were just fantastic. A
It's
group of
perfect.
Polish guys from sort of Peterborough area, and yeah, I absolutely loved them. Um,
Polish
Pulverized,
guys
they stuck
have
out.
a Polish guys have a knack for pig squeals. Actually, I've seen it a few times.
Duly noted. I might get some more Polish bands involved. And there's one locally. There's quite a big Polish community, and they've got one particularly good band that I've been trying to book for a while. So maybe it's their
Mhm.
year.
Yeah.
2022 Pulverize were pretty special.
Oh,
And
good old
Memoriam
Leeds
and
fans.
Diamond Head the year before.
Yeah.
Diamond Head,
Di-
easily one of the best moments of my music career.
Diamond Head, man. I mean, they've been covered by Metallica. Don't get
Yeah,
much better than that, you know?
no, absolutely. Like it's still, that was 20. I'm looking at the posters now, 2021, and they are still one of my favorite headliners, even throughout all the previous years in between. That was just something so special, and it felt like because that was the first year after COVID, that was when we really felt like we'd made something out of Rabidfest. That was
Absolutely.
special.
So looking ahead, what
Mhm.
what are your plans for Rabbit Fest? Do you have a sort of plan ahead for Rabbit Fest? Are you thinking about expanding, or is it perfect the size it is?
At the moment, that's a good question because realistically, yeah, we want to grow, we want to find a bigger venue, and put our money where our mouth is, and put some bigger bands on. I've got some bucket list bands that I would I
Hmm.
would I'd give a testicle to put on. So um,
That was my
I'm,
next question. That's
I was about to apologize if this is your next question, but if
it.
I could book anyone, it would be Skunk and Nancy. They would be my dream headliner. And
Yeah.
I want to get Rabid Fest to that sort of level. But saying that, I'm happy doing exactly what we're doing year in, year out.
Mm.
It'd be nice to move the needle forward just a little bit every year, which we we kind of right on the cusp of doing each year. We we're close to selling out the venue every year. It'd be nice to maybe get even closer to selling out or even selling out and then do that for a
Mm.
few more years and then think, okay, now we can start thinking about bigger venues because there's no point us going from a 300 cap to a 600 cap if we're only selling sort of 250 tickets. So
Yeah, absolutely. And in this day and age, I think quite a lot of new festivals have like one good year and then massively expand straight away, and it just kills them stone dead.
yeah,
You've
yeah,
got to do in
absolutely.
increments. Increments is the way, isn't it?
Absolutely. We've seen so many people start off with new festivals, big and small. Like I'm not going to start mentioning names, but we all
No.
know a couple of festivals up north and
Yeah.
down south that moved to big fields really quickly and it fell apart, and that is their career over. That's their whole business in the music industry over because
Mm.
yeah, that's
Rep,
such a
isn't it?
bad taste in people's mouth. And
Mm.
Rabidfest is, we don't have any decent financial backing from big sponsors or anything like that. So we work solely on our reputation,
Mm.
and work hard to curate that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like a festival will live and die on their reputation, and also like to make the jump to a field like straight away or something like that. There's a whole set of logistics that
That's mind
you need
blowing.
to learn. Like not nothing to do with the music. You know,
Yeah,
the music is the last thing to learn. Like,
yeah. I
you
mean,
know,
I'd have to. I mean, just think picking one particular element, security gates, security
yeah,
fencing. Like, I know nothing about that. I know I'd need it. Where do I go and
toilets.
find it? What's a good price? Yeah, then you've
Yeah,
got toilets, portaloos, you've got safety tents, you need security guards.
running
And in
water.
an indoor venue, this is all
Yeah,
provided. You have security from the venue. You have running water because it's a building, and the
yeah.
logistics and the extra financial input is not something we're prepared to do, not for the foreseeable. It'd be lovely to go outdoors and have sort of, 1,000 person, two stages, camping and all of that. It would be the dream, but I'm not. I mean, we're not in the position where we're self-funded, and I'm not a millionaire, so it's not
No,
it's not going to happen.
absolutely, and it's perfectly fun. I love the Bullingdon as a venue. I mean, they were super cool last year.
Yeah,
Lovely staff. Just it was a beautiful weekend because like, you've got a nice area where you can sit down, chill out if you want. If one, got seats out the front, all that stuff. It reminded me of a venue which we used to have here in Leeds called the Duchess, which used to have a nice sort of like split between band area and seated area, and it is a lovely place. So I can't recommend that highly enough. So of this year, I mean, you're one of those promoters who does get involved in the pit, aren't you? You,
I yeah. I mean, I have relatively bad back. I've done most of my adult life, so I will selectively choose which pits I go into. But yes, I am planning on pitting at least three times this year, three different bands.
can I guess which
One of them,
ones?
yeah, please. I was going to say, please guess.
Well, I would say Kill to This would be one of them. Probably Raging Speedhorn.
You're zero
Uh,
for two so far.
0 for 2. Oh my gosh. Um, Thrasher Tui?
No,
No, no. Frog
no,
Lord? No. Seething Akira?
no.
No, I give up then.
Okay, so
Put me
top of
here
the
one.
list, and the top of the list. These guys really are something special, and they have a very high place on the lineup. Just below Seething Akira is Redeeman. Um,
Right.
if you've ever heard them play or listen to any of their recorded media, it's jaw dropping.
Mm.
I found these guys at the beginning of 2025 because they entered our local Metal to the Masses. And I had a few people message me, just a couple of friends from the local area going, wow, Redeemer are playing. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to listen to them because I don't like listening to them if I don't already know them for Metal to the Masses. And they take to the stage and lovely bunch of guys. And, some of them have got brass instruments. And I'm like, what is this? Because I didn't even read the tech spec. I just passed on to the
I
sound
was
guy.
not expecting you to
And
say brass instruments.
nope, they are a scarcore band. So they start playing, and I'm thinking, okay, we got a ska band, brilliant. I like a bit of ska. I remember my late teens or mid to late teens listening to Cap Down, and then the hardcore starts. So
Wow.
proper hardcore vocals over ska, and I think
My
I can't
goodness.
find anything like it. I've looked. There is no such thing as skacore in the world other
My
than
God, I need
Redeeman.
to interview them.
Oh yeah. Pook, their front man, is just he's a walking bundle of love. He's one of the nicest guys I've met for a long time. Um, and yeah, he will have his hair pinned back quite a lot, and you don't think too much of it. And then he goes on stage and undoes it, and it's this huge sort of ginger afro, and he's larger than life. Um,
Amazing.
yeah. So band number two is Collapser.
Collapser.
Collapser Collapser made the shortlist last year, and it was a coin flip between them and another band who did play. And they were the first. Collapser were the first band this year on the lineup. I absolutely wanted them on there, and they're like Mastodon meets metalcore on steroids, and they've got fantastic music videos all over YouTube and Spotify and Tidal, and I've just been getting my groove onto them for 18 months, and they keep releasing
Nice.
new stuff. And they did a video for us in the promotions, which you may have seen, and I am so pitting to them. And the third band, which I'm not sure will generate a pit, because generally just because of the style, is Alphelan, also on Sunday. All three bands are Sunday, and
Right.
Alphelan are second on, and they're kind of a shoegaze stroke black metal
All
kind
right,
of
cool.
ambient style. So I
I
don't
like that.
foresee many pits, but I'm very, very much looking forward to that. It's the first true-ish black metal that we've ever had. We've had kind of blackened thrash, blackened death, but no, this is the closest we've got to black metal. It's kind of hard to find a black metal band that aren't National Socialists a lot of the time.
They
I
do
mean,
exist.
in all fairness, there's plenty of black metal bands I could, but we um, haven't been brave enough to dip the toe into that kind of extreme metal yet. We've done
Yeah.
deathcore, we've done other bits and grindcore. Grindcore works quite well.
Mm.
Deathcore, unfortunately, doesn't. It's a shame because a lot of people on the committee are deathcore fans. So we're like, should we book Viscera? Yes, let's book Viscera. Viscera were fantastic last year, and that was a
Yeah.
great shout. But we have booked Ingested in the past, and
Mm.
they almost played to an empty room.
My God,
But that
really?
Yeah, but that was 2019. That was the first proper
Long time
Rabidfest,
ago.
and we were very green. We didn't have the reputation or the promotion at the time, so I kind of get it. But one day we will invite them back, and it will be a very, very busy, very, very busy room.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, for yourself at the moment, like what's bouncing around on your stereo at the moment?
Um, Funnily enough, Collapser. A lot of Black Sabbath. I've been
Mm,
listening to a lot of Black Sabbath since before Ozzy died as well.
yeah.
Um, I tend to go through phases where I'll listen to like a handful of bands, like-minded bands, for a good sort of 3 to 6 months, and because I'm neurodivergent, and I will just focus in on
Mm,
that band and their sort of 20 to 50 songs.
absolutely.
Before Black Sabbath, it was the Foo Fighters and Nirvana on repeat solidly,
Hmm.
and so
Having a
yeah, I'll
gold
go
fest.
through phases like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne, and Collapse are what's going through. Although I have
Wonderful.
recently also been listening again to Beyond Creation because they're one of my favorite bands, and I've just realized I was humming a song theirs the other morning, and just thought, you know what, I'm just going to go and stick on Algorithm, and sure enough, I
Mm.
was in the zone with that as well. So they're probably going to
Amazing.
come back around.
Amazing. Amazing. Well, it sounds like it's going to be one hell of a weekend. Yeah, I can only endorse it like to the hilt, really. I went last year. You should
Thank you.
go this year, all of you. Thank you so much for talking to me today, Greg.
It's my pleasure. Thank you very much for having me.
No problem at all. And yes, hopefully everything will be tip top. Bands getting
Yeah.
there, not being in car accidents. We're not going to that story. Which band was that, by the way? Who got
Uh,
booked
that
three
was
times? I think
that was Draconian Rain. They've originally booked
that's
for
it.
2022. I don't remember why they couldn't play 2022, but then we've invited them back for 23, and they were on their way down, and half the band were traveling in one car, the other half were in another car coming from a different place, and they were in a car accident and couldn't
Yeah,
play. And then last year we finally actually got them on the
they
bill
made it.
and got them to the venue, and
They
they were
made it. They were great
fantastic.
as well.
Yeah,
Amazing. Thanks for talking to me today, Greg.
it's my pleasure. Thanks, George.